Outer Banks, and welcome to a new episode of OBXE TV, where we give you the inside scoop on what's happening in the local and regional entertainment world. I'm Sue Artz. First up, I'm going to tell you about some of the top trending stories right now at OBXentertainment.com. This year's Outer Banks Bluegrass Festival is about to kick off in Mano, but OBX Entertainment got the exclusive scoop that next year's headliners will be country icons Lori Morgan and Pam Tillis, who will be performing an acoustic set of their hits together on the stage on September 25th, 2015 at Roanoke Island Festival Park. The Outer Banks fishing industry stars in the hit Discovery Channel series Wicked Tuna North vs. South, which was filmed here locally earlier this year and features 3 of our Outer Banks charter fishing captains. We are live tweeting during every new episode on Sundays starting at 10 p.m. and you can check out our weekly recap of each episode each Monday morning at OBXentertainment.com. Our own Outer Banks Halloween Parade of Costumes is shaping up to be a ton of fun with a short walking parade around Kelly's in Nags Head, plus an all-ages costume contest with thousands of dollars in prizes, live music by Johnny Waters, and appearances by the spooks and ghouls of the Wanchese Woods and Psychopath Haunts. It's all happening on Sunday, October 26th at Kelly's in Nags Head starting at 2 p.m. You can get full details on this and the rest of the stories at OBXentertainment.com. Celebrating its 20th anniversary this year, the Pit in Kill Devil Hills is an Outer Banks landmark and a tradition for thousands of customers, concert goers, and taco fans for over 2 decades. Today, our guest is the owner of the Pit, and we're happy to welcome Ben Sproul. Hey Ben, thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
So this is your 20th anniversary since opening the Pit, which was originally located on the Beach Road. So we'd like to flash back a little bit and tell us how you got it started and what made you come here.
Oh, the origin story is always a lot of fun. My business partner Steve and I came down here to wait tables and all that sort of thing back in college days, and he went off to California to get a job with a college out there, and I just kept coming back one more summer. I was doing a little graphic design at the time, airbrushing surfboards. I was never that much of a good waiter, ironically. So anyway, we were at a wedding one time in 1993, and we talked about, excuse me, gosh, I really love to live on the Outer Banks. I mean, everybody wants to live on the Outer Banks. How can we do that and not wait tables our whole lives? No offense to people that I know, plenty of people who wait tables their whole lives, which is great. But that was what we were thinking at the time, and we thought, well, what do we know anything about? We only know about surfing and art, and my friend had a business degree. I was like, well, we could open a surf shop. Crazy idea. So we just went down that road. Let's just see what happens. So we did that first summer. I think we got in a bunch of debt. So, well, we better do at least one more summer so we can dig out of some of this debt. And by the 3rd summer, we had dug out enough to say, all right, this is not ever really going to make a living here on the Beach Road. We were on the Beach Road originally, next to Tortugas. And just on a whim, I'm going to give you the long version now.
That's fine.
On a whim, we said, eventually we need a bigger building. And we really probably ought to be on the bypass if we really want to make a going concern of this thing. But we knew we didn't have any money, didn't have the ability to borrow money, repay money. But we said, well, let's just look at the real estate market. And it just so happened that building that we're in now was for sale and crazy amount of money, and we didn't have a way to borrow it. But Steve said, well, let's just talk to the owner and see if he'd be interested in owner financing. So we painted that picture of, we're going to give you this lump of money down, we're going to make payments every month, you're not going to take a capital gains hit, you're going to get a check every month down there in Florida in your retirement, isn't that great? And he said, yeah. So
nice.
He gave us a chance. So I just give Emmett Mitchell the props for giving us a shot, because we never would have been where we are now without him helping us out. And then that, you've seen it from there. We've really grown and grown and grown.
Cool, that's awesome. So, the surf shop was the first
It started off as a
Okay.
surf shop, and we always, in our original business plan, and we actually wrote a business plan, which you should do, but we looked at it years later. It was really funny to read because, we were young and we didn't know all that stuff. So in our original business plan, we said we want to be a casual place that you can just hang out.
Right.
Because that was our ideal surf shop, was like the old New Sun factory where you could go hang out in the front porch and talk about surfboards for an hour. So we kind of had that vibe where we had bar stools at this little counter, and all the teenagers in the neighborhood would come sit at the counter and watch the Weather Channel, which was a big deal back then, and go check the surf every 5 minutes. I mean, I think we would go days without putting shoes on.
Right.
We literally lived in that building for a while. Outdoor shower, a little hot plate in the bathroom. I mean, we were just doing whatever it took to get by. But yeah, that was the good old days, as it were.
Nice. So back then it was like 1994?
Yeah, 94, June of 94 is when we opened the doors. We had that big party. I don't know if you guys were around. We called it the Groove Jam. And we did it for about 10 years, where every spring we'd kick off the summer with a bunch of bands outside. In the old days, we'd have a keg of beer just sitting there. Couldn't get away with that these days. But
right, yeah.
It was a more casual time, and that was kind of what we were known for.
Nice. So when was it that you decided to expand into the restaurant shop, and then maybe you guys have
got stuff going on,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny how a lot of things that we do weren't part of the original plan. Tacos, not original part of the plan. Teen night, not part of the original plan. But you go through life and you see some opportunities and you chase after them, and some of them pan out and some of them don't, and some of them pan out really big. So same deal. We looked at that building and thought, oh, this is a really cool building. We could have a little cafe in it. So the original place in 1996-7, when we just got that building on the bypass, we didn't have a kitchen. We just had some sandwiches that were made of flying fish in a cooler and some beer, and we actually had a cappuccino machine and stuff like that you'd have in a coffee shop. And then somebody said, well, can I come in and play my guitar? Yeah, sure. Okay. Hey, maybe we should charge for this. All right, $5. Oh, maybe we should stay open late. Oh, we better get some more beer. And next thing you know, can I bring my bongo player in? All right. Well, do we have room to put a bass player? Yeah. How about a drum kit? Maybe we could push. And so next thing you know, we were doing bands and DJs, and we said we got to get bigger. And so that's where we came up with the idea to cut the pilings out, raise the building up, and make a club on the bottom floor. But yeah, it all just sort of evolved as we went.
Nice. So you've been having bands there, and some of them are national acts.
Got some big names through there.
Yeah, definitely. So that's been probably through the late 90s through now, or?
So the early 2000s. In 2000 was the year that we built the club part on the bottom floor. And that was really the heyday of, we really built it for live music. Anybody who's been in there knows it's kind of a big black box. No TVs, no pool table, no distraction, just band.
Right.
And, we had a ton of friends in bands, and we lived in the whole band culture, grew up in Atlantis and all that stuff. So, yeah, we were really fortunate to, not know our limitations and just go for stuff. So we got folks like Burning Spear and the Wailers and Pato Banton and, who we had, Citizen Cope and Donovan Frankenreiter. I mean, it just went on and on. I mean, we had the Misfits on their 25th anniversary tour,
awesome.
The Agnostic Front. It just went on and on and on. And it was really a dream time. And then, as you've noticed, not as much live music around, but it's been exciting getting to know other forms of music. We've been really successful with Euro Night on Sunday nights, which is all electronic music, and there are a ton of subgenres when you get into that. Do you like trap? Do you like tech house? Do you like house? Do you like techno? On and on and on. And those guys have really turned us on to that whole world. And in the early days of Euro Night, it was all Europeans, but now it's half of local Americans who love it.
Right.
We've turned a lot of people on to EDM. They call it now EDM, but electronic music that we've been doing for years.
Nice. That's awesome. So I guess obviously a lot has changed since you first opened the surf shop, but are there any other significant changes besides just the music and?
Yeah, I mentioned Taco Tuesday and Teen Night. Taco Tuesday we did 8 or 9 years ago, and it was a non-issue. We had those prices and nobody really paid any attention. Ironically, it was the downturn of the economy in 2006, 7, 8 that suddenly people were not going, I'm going to sushi night. We're like, I'm going to get a good deal. And it became cool to get a good deal. And Taco Tuesdays went crazy.
Yeah,
so they were in the peak of that. We're still really busy for Taco Tuesday, but at the very peak of that, we were doing 3,000 tacos in a day, which is insane. We had a 20-seat restaurant.
Right.
It's what is happening? People were eating them standing up and falling out of the door and buying them 20 at a time. And
right. Yeah.
So you never know. And same with Teen Night. We started off doing it with just once a month, and that was so popular. Well, maybe we could just do it every Monday. And then now it was so popular, we added a second night and then a third night of teen night. Who would have ever guessed? We went into it to be a cafe, and then we turned into a night, club for bands, and then suddenly we're doing teen night 3 nights a week. So, but now teen night is older than most of the teenagers. We've been doing it like 17, 18 years, and people thank us for it all the time, and people are telling their cousins, and it feeds itself. People say, my friend in Ohio told me I had to come to teen night. So
nice,
not a bad problem to have.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like parents, because I know I have a 13-year-old, so they can feel safe, like just kind of like dropping them off for teen night. And
what I always tell parents about teen night is that your kids, I've got a 14-year-old too, so they want to go out and be with their friends. They don't want to be around the grown-ups. They always want to sit away from you on the beach and all that stuff. And they want to go to the movies or whatever. If they go to teen night, at least they're completely supervised at a higher level of supervision than they get in high school. We'll have like 8 or 10 staff on for 100, 150 kids. And, they're kids. Sometimes someone going to try to sneak a little something in or had something in the park. But we're really good about catching them and making sure that there's consequences. And so in the end, we tend to have the really good kids that are the ones that go there. They're like the valedictorians and the class president and the athletes. Because if you're a bad kid and you want to go do something you shouldn't be doing, you can't get away with it at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm on the school board. I'm not going to let anything happen to your kids.
Right.
So it's been very successful because we take it very seriously.
Good.
We don't allow any smoking on the property. No tobacco products. Don't allow parents to have a drink. So parents are allowed to come and go as they please. Kids can only go and leave once. They can't leave and come back. So they can't be going doing something and coming back. So if you drop your kid off and you see them come down the stairs at the end of the night, they've been supervised the whole time. They can go do something else and come back.
That's awesome.
So all those little rules we were able to put in because it's such a popular thing that they're willing to deal with those rules because it's so fun.
Right.
So we look at it as a way to mitigate all of the negative things about living on the Outer Banks, which is, it's parties 24/7. I would say, if you're a kid working in a restaurant, you see everybody having a margarita on Tuesday, you think that's what the world is like. It's like, no. It's not like that in Dubuque, Iowa. It's not like that in Norfolk. It's not like that anywhere except on vacation, in a vacation spot. Mm-hmm. So the influence of drugs and alcohol are really strong, and we have to push back on it really hard. So here's something that mitigates that and gives them a safe place to have fun where those things won't be coming at them like they would at a house party or on the beach or wherever else they're going to hang out.
Cool. So you probably have like dollar Cokes and Sprites.
Yeah. They surprisingly don't buy a whole lot of stuff, so we try to make the money at the door. But fair amount of, amazingly, kids don't drink soda as much as we did. When we were growing up, sodas all the time. These kids, I think 2/3 of them are buying bottled water.
I bet, yeah.
Occasional Red Bull, a couple of chocolate chip cookies. That's about it. But mostly they're there to dance and socialize, play pool, and challenge their friends at foosball and stuff like that.
Cool.
It's
That's
a good time.
Awesome. So today the pit is bigger and more popular than ever. So if somebody was just going to come there for the first time, what would they discover? I guess non-teenagers, like a grown-up.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a funny thing. I think you mentioned off camera before we started that a lot of people will discover one thing about the pit and never know about the other parts, which always blows my mind because, of course, I'm too close to it. But people say, I've been coming to the surf shop for years. I didn't know you served food. Like, how'd you miss the big restaurant in the front? Or they've just been coming to Taco Tuesday and they're like, I've never eaten any of your wraps, your burgers, your pizza, or any of that stuff. I was like, here's a coupon. Come back and try something else. But that's the thing. I think people enter it for whatever reason, because a friend said, or they like the way the building looked, and they discover one thing, and a lot of times they become immediate fan. We've got a ton of customers in the restaurant that say the same thing every year. They're like, I'm back from Ohio. I've been waiting all year to have my S-turns, or my roundhouse wrap, or whatever the thing is that they can only get from us. And I think the same thing is true in the surf shop. Is we've got the lessons and rentals and all that kind of stuff. More skimboards than anybody else. There's a whole story behind Skim City and how we partnered with them years ago and helped them become what they became. Whatever it is that they latch onto, that's the first thing, and then they keep discovering there's more and more to it. A lot of folks have their kids' birthday parties there every year, or it's a big thing for Sweet 16 parties, or that sort of thing. And lately we've had a lot of like 10, 11, 12-year-old parties there because the kids can just run around downstairs and not get in anybody's way, and that sort of thing.
Nice.
But they love the whole nightclub thing. It doesn't matter what your age is, to see the lights and the big sound system.
Yeah, definitely. I'm almost embarrassed to say, it's been like 14 years, but we like just discovered your Taco Tuesdays like last month. But
we'll keep discovering.
they're awesome. They're like, I don't want to compare, but they are the best.
Thank you so much. We have some secrets. I have to say the secrets are so good that I can't even do it at home.
Yeah.
And I know all the secrets. It's something magical about our flat top.
Yeah,
and
there
our
is.
systems.
There is. Maybe just eating it like inside that building, like just the ambiance.
I will give big props to Justin Nida. He's been with me for 13, almost 14 years now, and he is very serious about the product, i.e., he won't let other people chop the onions. I mean, they got to be a certain size, and the tomatoes got to be just so, and it's all that attention to detail that really makes it
right.
A certain mixture of hot sauces at a certain point in the cooking, and then you got to store it in a certain way, and all those things came from years of him really caring about it and making it what it is today. I got to give Justin props for how good the food is.
Nice. Well, it definitely shows, because we've even since it's probably been a month or so, but we've been back, I think maybe like 5 times.
That's
and
awesome.
It doesn't even matter that it's Tuesday. I'm like, I don't care.
They're not
just
bad
so
for $2.
good,
That's right. It's a good price all the time.
Yep, definitely. So we know you're wrapping up your summer season right now, but do you have any other events coming up that we should know about?
We only have a couple more, I don't know when this goes up, but we only have a couple more events for the season. We're doing an after party for the roller derby. Love those girls. That's in a couple weeks. This weekend's international night, DJ Lex and DJ Abel have really made a name for themselves. They're making original music if you get a chance to check them out. Following week is a Latin party. We've got a guy who works for us named Albert, who is big, knows everybody. And the DJ is DJ, his company is called, oh gosh, I'm going to mess it up, OBX Disco Mobile. And he plays a really cool mix of modern dance music and Latin American traditional dance music from all the different places, Guatemala, Honduras, on and on and on. So you get a really cool mix of folks that have moved here from Latin America and folks that travel there all the time that love that kind of music because it reminds them of vacation, of surf trips and that sort of thing. So that's something fun to do too. So all that stuff's on the website if you want to check out the dates.
Very cool. And I know you've, like in recent years, maybe you've sold the surf shop, but it's still like you're
still exactly the same
together.
experience.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was part of it when we did make that sale. We didn't want to freak people out and change their habits, because certainly we got thousands and thousands of customers that come back and see us every year. We're the third week in July people. Here we are, and same with the locals that we obviously sell a lot of starter boards for people who are getting into the sport or boards for their cottage, but we also do a lot of high-end boards over there too. We did a ton of coil when coil was coming out. Now we're doing a lot of Hayden shapes and a lot. There's the Hypto Crypto. So they stay up on the hottest, the latest things. Of course, local boards from Gale Force and those guys too. But when we made the sale, we didn't want to make a big deal about it. But they are doing a fantastic job over there. If you haven't met them, it's Missy and Mike Dermatis and their kids. They all are water people. They surf and skim and all that. They've got a young daughter who's tearing it up on a skimboard.
Nice.
Like this doll. And they're a lot of fun, and definitely go check them out. And they've got the same crew in there doing lessons and rentals and all that stuff. And so if you've got a group of people, they will make sure you have a really good time out there learning how to surf. And it's great because when we started, really, there were no lessons. That's all just evolved while we've been in business the last 20 years.
Right. Now, do the lessons go on, they probably don't go on year-round. They just go
Not
on
year-round.
Seasonal.
I think, hey, we're all flexible. If everything lines up, we can probably make something happen if you really wanted to have it. But the demand is all in the summertime.
Right.
And it's more fun to learn, not in a wetsuit, let's just say. But if we need to get some wetsuits, they're flexible.
Cool. So if anybody coming to town, if they wanted to get lessons,
It's still good to do lessons this time of year. Yeah.
Okay. And you have a website that's www.
It's pitsurf.com. 7 letters. pitsurf.com. Yep, and you can find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page for the surf shop, but there's also one that says Board Riders Grill on it, so look that one up. And that's how you can keep up with all our events and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Follow me on Twitter.
Yeah.
The Pit OBX.
The Pit
at The Pit
OBX.
OBX.
Is that hashtag the?
Yeah, a little at sign. The Pit OBX. Yeah. Hashtag Team Night. No.
Nice. Awesome. And the last question we like to ask people. So if you ever get a day off, which I know probably they're few and far between.
Have some coming up.
What are you gonna do with yourself?
You know, I think around town I'm kind of known as the oldest skimboarder. There's all these kids out there skimming, and there's like this one old guy, and that's me. So I like to get some skim on. My oldest son is way into it. My younger one is gotten into surfing lately, which is fantastic, and that's got me out in the water more. But we also love going snowboarding, so we'll be up in West Virginia doing some snowboarding this winter. It's nice to get away from the beach once in a while.
Yep.
And so we got season passes up there. We're going to have a good time.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
And I know maybe you'll enjoy a relaxing winter season, but get all geared up for the spring. Maybe we'll have you on again and talk about your show schedules. And
that'd be super.
And your restaurant, that's open year-round, right?
No, actually, we are wrapping it up in about a week and a half.
We're going to get our tacos.
That's right. So we got about a week left in the restaurant, and maybe by the time it posts, we'll be wrapping up. But we're going to do just Taco Tuesday, probably through the middle, the end of part of October.
Okay.
But, you know, we used to do it in the winter, but it hasn't been as busy. And unless it's crazy busy, it's really hard to pay all the bills. So
I understand.
We're better off mothballing for the winter, coming back hard next season. We're excited about next season. It's going to be awesome.
Nice. Well, we'll have to definitely get in there and eat all the tacos.
That's right. Tacos every day for the next week. Gotta do it.
Nice. Well, thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks
and
for having me.
I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon. Hope you guys have a nice, relaxing winter.
We will, and I hope you guys do too. I know you guys will take a little break at some point, but man, the show's going great. Congratulations on all your success with it.
Thank you.
More and more people watching every week. See you on the internet.
Appreciate it. I'm Sue Artz with OBXEntertainment.com and OBXE TV, and we'll see you next time.